Should I just start? Maybe I should just start. I might as well. Wait, do I not even have the... Oh my god, I don't even have VTube Studio open. That's okay. We'll have it open now. Always surprises on this stream. You'll never know what's coming. You'll never know what to expect. Should I just switch? I'll just switch. Ooh, ah. Do we see that transition? Ooh, ah. I haven't had a transition since... I didn't even have it when I debuted it. I was just like, I'll just wait until later. But yes, it's a free transition. Links are in the link section below. It's free. I believe this one's called the Arrow Wipe. So if you want to have the same transition, there you go. It's free. It's literally pay what you want. I just searched Stinger and Twitch, and that was the result that I got. So, oh, what are you telling me? Something? Aw, that's cute. That's cute. I love it when parents are like, the response is that they know, but that they didn't say anything about it because they waited for the kid to come to terms with it before they felt like they were ready to come out. I think that's really cute. Like, it's on one hand it's super supportive, on the other hand it's also like that parental, like, oh, you know, I trust them to know when they're ready and not want to just, like, you know, you know, push them to do something that they're not ready for. So that's cute. That's cute. But congratulations on your friend coming out to his dad. Aww. Honestly, I think ever since Soldier Guy told me about baths, I think it's life changing. Because I'm usually the type of person to take showers. I was like the type of person to take showers for a while. Like there's like the kid bubble baths, but then you kind of grow out of it, and then you just start taking showers for like 10 plus years. And then Soldier Guy takes baths, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. And it's great. It's enjoyable. I love it. I end up buying like bath salts and bath soaps, and like I don't have candles though. I'm afraid of lighting fire. Um, but yeah, I have like candles. Well, no, not candles. I have like bath soaps, bath salts. The one I recently just finished today was a lavender and pecan bath salt, which was cool. Oh, also pro tip. I have like a soap pump. I use like a pump bottle for my soap, so like it's like liquid soap. If you are too lazy to go for the whole like, you know, I know some people go all out for their baths. You can actually, if you want something super simple, you can just take like liquid soap in like a pump bottle and just put some a few pumps into the bath near where the faucet is, like where the water is coming out. Put a few pumps there, and then your bath is gonna smell like your soap. So it's great because then you do scrub, but like you don't have to scrub as hard because you're basically soaking in soap, and it smells nice. Yeah, I like prepare it with that. I took 3 showers, so I smell triple good. Oh wow, 3 showers in one day? Fair enough, fair enough. Was there something that you ended up doing that required you to take 3 showers? I think I've never taken more than 1 per day. But yeah, like I do lukewarm water. Oh yeah, and then like I take my iPad in, and then like cause beside my bathtub is the toilet, so I put down the toilet seat and I put the iPad on top of it. So and then I load up a movie or something. Sometimes I load up a Trash Taste episode. Other times I load up a movie because I took my iPad with me to Montreal. It currently has the entire archive of Studio Ghibli films on there. So sometimes I watch Studio Ghibli films. I think one movie is like a good... It works as a timer, especially with movies, because like, you know, you wait till the water is ready, until you're ready to get in. Then you start the movie and you like slide in and you relax, and then, you know, do the hair thing. Well, I do the hair thing, shampoo, conditioner, and stuff. I basically do it so that I can, when I get to the conditioner stage, then I can let my hair, give my hair like the best chance of like soaking in all the conditioner. Because I love conditioner. Conditioner is great. Makes my hair super soft, and poofy. Yes, because it's really hot and no AC, so I use cold showers. Oh, true. Recently I got really hot here, and then I tried putting on a bath, and the water was too hot. I had also just gotten home from a run as well, so it was so hot, and I was like, wait, I can't do this no more. I need something cold. So like I did actually end up putting out some cold water in my bath. Super relaxing, super nice. Actually, no, that's true, because cold baths, like when you do a hot bath, you have to, at some point, you have to refill with hot water because the water starts to get cold. But when you do a cold bath, it just stays cold and gets colder, so it just feels better. So, Cold showers, man. Cold baths, that's the way to go. I shower in the morning, then when I come back home, and then again right before sleep. Ooh. That's a good routine you got there. For me, I mostly shower before I sleep. Usually I'm definitely an evening shower person. I don't shower in the mornings. Yeah, I'm too lazy. The cold is anti-inflammatory. Athletes do. Oh, I didn't know that. I usually do hot baths. But damn, I didn't know that. I might maybe next time I won't do it so hot. And then slowly make my way to something colder. Cuz actually that's a good tip, because like if you get out of a cold bath, it feels nice. Cuz like if you come out of a hot bath, you feel cold. You gotta like scramble to get the blanket or the towel and wrap yourself and keep yourself warm so you don't get sick. But once you come out of a cold bath, it's warm and it feels nice and you don't have to run for the towel. So I might try that next time. Plus, you don't have to refresh the water because it's just gonna keep getting cold. So pretty good. But yeah, so I loaded up today. I loaded up No Country for Old Men, and let me tell you how I found it. Okay, so basically, right, I was scrolling on Reddit during lunch, and I saw this thread. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, so it said, this is r/interesting as fuck. It said, according to a January 2018 article in Business Insider, okay, a group of psychiatrists studied 400 movies and identified 126 psychopathic characters. I don't know how true this is, okay? They chose Javier Bardem's portrayal of Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men as the most clinically accurate portrayal of a psychopath. So I was like, what? Like, I've always been kind of curious about people with that kind of infliction, because it's just like, I've watched Mindhunter and I really enjoyed Mindhunter because I think it's really interesting to get behind the idea of like what goes through these people's heads. I want to know what the psychology is behind it. Like, what is it that makes them who they are to commit the acts of violence or whatever it is that they do. Yeah, there's just like this weird curiosity. Compatriot of what? Of Reddit? I've been on Reddit for quite a while now. I think it's actually becoming a problem. But yeah, I've been on Reddit for quite a while, if that's what you mean. But yeah, I was like, oh shit, okay, I've never seen this movie. But to be fair, I've actually heard a lot about No Country for Old Men. Yeah, it's just always been one of those like classic movies that I've heard about that people say, I was like, oh, it's really good, you should watch it, and blah blah blah. Oh, you're from Spain. Oh, right, because Anton, the actor, he's Spanish, right? Yeah. I see in the comments it says his accent was spotless, especially after seeing him speak in real life, and he has this really thick Spanish accent. I guess you've grown to accept British actors do American accents and vice versa, but to see a Spanish actor do such a convincing American accent is just so unbelievable to me. Oh, okay, so that's what you mean. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. I did not know he was Spanish from the movie. His accent was great. I could not tell. Yeah, he was a great actor. Fantastic. Very calculating. I think that's what a lot of people say about like the psychology behind a psychopath is they're very calculated. And so that's why I guess why they call him the most clinically. I don't even know if what the research is behind this. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really look into it that much. I just read the thread and I was like, oh, okay, let me watch No Country for Old Men and see what it's like. And also it kind of came into like, oh, okay, I've heard a lot of people talk about the movie, so I might as well give it a try. And I think I will real quick also read the summary of the movie. Just fair warning, I'm gonna say this now, is there's gonna be spoilers. Because I'm gonna talk about it and I watched it, so spoilers if you haven't seen it. Go watch it. It was released in 2007, so I'm not saying I'm not suggesting you to search it up because pirated sites have it for you to stream. Okay? If you do that, that is not my suggestion. But yeah, let me quickly read the summary before I like really dive into like it because it went in a direction I did not expect it to go. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Look, my film history, I do love film a lot, so I'm not a stranger to unconventional plot lines, unconventional ways of telling stories. I go to film festivals. I am a very big film fan. So, but this did still catch me off guard, and I did end up watching like 2 video essays afterwards. Well, the first one was Lessons from a Screenplay. I love that channel. And then the other one was Wisecrack. I watched their analysis on the movie. And yeah, I have a lot to say about it because, oh man, this movie, I kind of love it. Oh geez, okay. So, okay, let's do spoiler first. Oh, sorry, not spoiler, the summary first. And also, please put in chat, have you seen this movie before? Have you watched No Country for Old Men? If yes, what did you think of it? If no, do you care about spoilers? If you do, I apologize, because I will most likely talk about spoilers. And I will read the summary in the meantime. Okay. So this is from, I think not really, it's not Wikipedia. It's like basically the summary that appears after you search the title in Google. Google. Okay. So, while out hunting, Llewellyn Moss, played by Josh Brolin, finds the grisly aftermath of a drug deal. Though he knows better, he cannot resist the cash left behind and takes it with him. The hunter becomes the hunted when a merciless killer named Sugar, played by Javier... No, am I saying that right? I'm saying his name wrong. I'm sorry. Javier Bardem picks up his trail. I apologize for mispronouncing it. Also looking for Moss is Sheriff Bell, played by Tommy Lee Jones, an aging lawman who reflects on a changing world and a dark secret of his own as he tries to find and protect Moss. Okay. So that's the summary. First I'm gonna say I did not know that was Josh Brolin. because this is when he was a lot younger than when he played Thanos and like all the other characters that I know him as. So I was like, I didn't know that it was. First of all, I didn't know it was Josh Brolin. The one person I did recognize was Tommy Lee Jones, but I didn't remember his name. I just remembered that he's always that old dude who plays old dudes in movies, and he does a good job at them, and I love him. It only started coming to for me to like, oh, maybe I should Google the cast, was when I saw Woody Harrelson, because the second I saw him on screen, I was like, oh my god, it's Yondu. And then so I went and searched up Tommy Lee Jones, or like the cast list, and then I was like, oh yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, he was the Colonel from Captain America. And it's Josh Brolin as the main character. So I internally, my Marvel fangirl was freaking out, because I was like, oh my god, you got Thanos, you got the Colonel, and you got Yondu all in this movie. Oh my god, this cast is amazing. Fantastic cast. But yeah, okay, where do I start? Where do I start with this movie? I think for one, I'll start with like whatever just comes to mind. So for me, the first scene that comes to mind that I really enjoyed was near the very end. Like I said, there are spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers, you might want to mute for a while. Okay, so near the very end, not where what are their names? I need names. I never remember names. When the sheriff, so not when the sheriff is like talking and saying like he's retired and talking about his dreams. Right before then, the final like scene that we get with Sugar, with Llewellyn Moss's wife. I really enjoyed that scene because, how do I explain it? So like, you know how near the beginning, you know, you get that scene with Sugar in like the gas station with that old man with the coin flip, right? So he does the coin flip and he's like, heads or tails, call it. Essentially saying like, if you get it right, I'll spare you. If you get it wrong, I'll kill you. I kind of liked that, what the scene where he's with the wife, she challenges him and, you know, he's like, call it, and she just will not play his game. I think it says a lot about her character, because you never really get much about her except that she's like, Llewellyn never tells her about what he's going through. She always gets like the tail end, the like, okay, at least can you tell me if you're gonna be okay, you know. Llewellyn never tells her anything about what he's about to do, what he has done. So she almost ends up being, at the beginning, like a side character, a character that doesn't seem to matter much. But I liked that when, you know, we finally get to the end where it's like Sugar and the wife, and she knows, you know, what's about to happen. She knows. She's walking in the door. She knows he's there. She knows to expect him. And he says, call it. And she just will not do it. She's the one person who actually stands up to him. And even though it does end up with him killing her in the end, I think her being able to take back some control from him, to be like, look, if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be because I made that choice, you know? And I was like, that kind of showed how strong she was as a character, that even though, you know, she's not told anything about Llewellyn's plans, and the money. Oh, I think he does tell her about the money. He kind of infers that, like, you know, I'm trying to secure our future kind of thing. But you know, she's never really fully aware, I guess, of things. But she really showed a lot of character during that scene of her standing up to Sugar basically like in the face of death. She looked death in the face and said, "Fuck you." And I was like, unexpected, but I fucking love her for it. I absolutely love her for it. So that was a really, really good scene. That scene stuck in my head. What was another one? There's like a lot going through my head right now. There was one that made me burst out laughing. Because Sheriff, what's his name? Sheriff Bell, Tommy Lee Jones, he also had really good moments with his little deputy guy. Oh my god, there was like a scene when they okay, because there's like there's this moment where Shiger is shown to be in a police car. I think this is like near the beginning. Shiger is in the police car. He's stolen a police car after killing a policeman. He pulls the guy over, and he essentially kills him, right? And so then later on, Sheriff and his deputy come to the scene and like inspect things. Oh god, what was it that the sheriff said? It made me burst out laughing. Oh my god. I need to find it again. God. Okay, I wonder if it's gonna give me the summary. I'm gonna quickly look. I'm like explaining this really badly. It just came out of nowhere, and it just oh god, there's something that they said during that conversation. Okay, let me look through the summary. Okay, yes, he spares the life of the gas station owner. I need food, BRB. Yes, no worries. Please go get food. I just finished eating. I need to find it again. I think I like that one. There were actually quite a few moments where Sheriff and the deputy who talk, when they talk, like the Sheriff has such a, what's it called? Dry wit. I really enjoy his dry wit. Just like the mundanity of the way he says some things. And oh my god, it always keeps happening with the wife. Okay, so there's like another scene where the sheriff meets the wife to basically tell her like, hey, do you know, first of all, do you know where Llewellyn is? Do you know what he's about to do? And he's the one who kind of informs her ish in like a subtle way, kind of like what's about to happen. And he tells her this story of like this really gruesome murder or something like that. And she's like, why are you telling me this? And he's like, I don't know, you know, it just is that. Huh? Rav, hello? What? No, I did not, because why? Also, that's kind of a weird champ way to post your first chat. Not gonna lie, it's a bit weird, champ. I will give you a warning of that though. If you post another thing that's a little weird, champ, I'm gonna time you out. What was I saying? Yeah, like the conversation between the wife and the sheriff was just he has this sheriff has this way of, that's just who he is, you know. He's been doing this for a while now, and it's like he sees that the wife is so unaware of what her husband is doing, what he's going through, that, and he sees her like innocent, almost a bit naive almost, and like he's kind of, he doesn't want to like tell her directly what is about to happen, and you know, but like he still wants her to be aware so that she can not save herself, but like be safe, keep herself safe. So I do really appreciate that moment as well. What else? Oh yeah, I remember when I was watching one of the video essays. I think it was Lessons of a Screenplay, maybe, that was talking about, you know, usually in these movies, you expect the protagonist and the antagonist to, you know, build up to this final climax where there's like they go against each other. You get this like confrontation and then like there's a shootout or something, right? But interestingly, in this movie, that never happens. Like Anton, or rather Shiger, he never really ever gets they do have this like confrontation, but it's not a conclusive one. You know, Llewellyn and Shiger do meet each other at some point, but they both are alive after that, you know, tending their wounds. But, you know, at the end of the day, Llewellyn doesn't get killed by Shiger. Shiger never really, you know, sees his plan to the end. Llewellyn dies because of the Mexican cartel members, and it's also off screen, so you never see it, and it's unexpected because of it being off screen. Like, you find out through the eyes of Sheriff Bell in the aftermath, only to, you know, and then you see Llewellyn dead. And I think that did definitely turn the storyline on its head, because of like those expectations that we have in movies where we expect the villain and the hero to like duke it out, you know, in the climax, you know, they finally meet up, there's like this build up, and, you know, someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose. And in this case, technically in this case, if you base on who's alive and who's dead, Shiger is the one who lives. He's the one who gets to walk away. And plus, oh my god, there's also that contrast between, you know, when Llewellyn approaches a group of teenage boys and he's clearly injured, he's bleeding, he's blood and scratched and everything, and he's asking a kid for the shirt. But the kid is like, how much? How much you got? How much you gonna pay for it? And, you know, Llewellyn is forced to have to speak, you know, give him like $500 because that's what he had on hand for just like a jacket. And then he asks for another kid for the beer. And the kid also says, how much do you want for it, right? But then on the other hand, when you get to Shiger, and, you know, he's also, it's, you know, similar scenario where he's injured, he's clearly bleeding and hurt. He comes to these kids and he asks the kid for a shirt. And he's like, I'll pay you for it. And the kid's like, no, you don't need, it's a shirt, you can have it. You know, worst of all, I'll just go home and get another shirt, whatever. And he gets the shirt for free. And the only reason why they take money is because Shiger forces them to take some money, so that they'll lie and say that they never saw him. Which is kind of interesting because, like, if we're gonna talk about in like hero and villain, it's like, oh, what the heck? You know, we're supposed to be on Llewellyn's side, and yet the reality is that he, I guess, unluckily encounters these kids who just are not empathetic to a situation, and only see to like extort him, even though he's already kicked and broken down, you know? Whereas Shiger has already, right from the beginning to the end of this, to the point of this scene, Shiger has he's killed multiple people with no remorse. None. He just straight up just like killing people left and right. So we're clear that he's obviously not a good person. And yet, you know, when it comes down to it, he somehow manages to luckily approach these kids who are willing to give him a shirt off their back. Which is, I don't know what you can get from that, where it's like, you know, good, you know, bad things happen to good people, and sometimes, you know, good things can happen to bad people. Life isn't fair. We're all just trying to live, I guess. There's a lot of things that you could get from that kind of situation. It's definitely ambiguous, you know, of like what's right and what's wrong in this instance of like, oh, how come, you know, why did the directors and the writers choose to make these decisions and write the story in this way, you know? And I think they do kind of throw it out to the audience to kind of make their own, just come to their own conclusions of like, oh, why did these things happen to these characters, and you know how it reflects in real life. One of the video essays said that Anton Chigurh was like the harbinger of chaos, that his whole thing is chaotic, you know, kind of like, you know, the example of he goes to that gas station owner and basically tells him heads or tails, you know, basically saying like, if you pick it right, I'll spare you. If you pick it wrong, I'll kill you, because that's just fate, you know. That's his thinking, is like, it's just fate. Let's just leave it up to fate. And he also has like interesting ethics and morals, because, you know, there is also that confrontation between Llewellyn and Chigurh, where it's like Chigurh is telling Llewellyn, look, even if you give me the money, on principle, I'm gonna kill you and also your wife. There's no ending this easily, you know, of like, oh, you just giving me the money. It's not as simple as that. You know, it's like he has his goal in mind, which is, I'm gonna see this to the end. And he eventually does, you know. Llewellyn's dead. His wife dead. Which is, I don't know what to make of that, honestly. It's interesting. It's interesting, the decisions that they made with Chigurh. And I'm not gonna lie, I never really, at no point did I know which direction this movie was going to go. And I think that's kind of the point of why people suggest it as like a good movie, as like a classic, is because it doesn't spoon feed you of like, oh, here's this plot point, here's what how you're supposed to feel. It just kind of happens, and then you're just left with the pieces to put together in your mind and come to your own conclusions of, you know, why did Llewellyn end up the way he did? You know, could he have done something else? You know, would things have turned out differently if he wasn't as stubborn and asked for help? Because he was offered help. That's quite the conversation going on. Yes, it is. Honestly, I did enjoy No Country for Old Men a lot. But I will say, after I finished watching it, I was like still kind of processing, because the end of the movie ends up, you never get like a clear ending. That's the one thing about this movie that people will talk about a lot, is that it basically ends with the sheriff talking about a dream that he has, and then it just cuts. So you could consider it like you don't really get your typical quote-unquote happy ending. You get a ambiguous, like, it's essentially, it feels like you've got all the pieces of a puzzle handed to you, and it's like, how do you want to put it together? There is no right or wrong way to put it together. There's just pieces. You don't get to know what the end product is. You just kind of try to figure it out on your own. And everyone will come out with a slightly different puzzle. But yeah, No Country for Old Men was interesting. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it a lot. Have you seen it, Gaston? I hope what I explained about, I hope it makes sense. I know it was quite a lot. But yeah, that was No Country for Old Men, where I did not expect to see Thanos, the Colonel from Captain America, and Yondu as the cast. Hey, hello, Complete Metal. Welcome back. Welcome. Hiyo. How you doing, my dude? We were just talking about No Country for Old Men. Have you seen it? If so, did you like it? If not, do you care about spoilers? I don't recall if I have. Ooh. Well, I will say, I do recommend you give it a try. I just finished watching it because when I was in my bath, I watched it during my bath time. And I like it. I like it a lot. I think a lot of things definitely cleared up for me though after I watched some video essays on it. Namely Lessons from a Screenplay and Wisecrack. I think if there's one video essay, if you can only tolerate one, then just watch Lessons from a Screenplay. Just because like I felt like I got a lot more out of that one. Of the meanings behind it. Last movie I think I saw was Finch. Oh! I've seen Dune. Starring Timothy Chalamet. Who else? The guy from Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac. Oh, and Zendaya. Zendaya? The one that's based on the, what do they call it? The movie, oh no, the book from Frank Herbert. Oh, Josh Brolin's in that one too, actually. Funny that. Josh Brolin was also in No Country for Old Men. Oh yeah, yeah. There was another thing about No Country for Old Men, is that there's no soundtrack. I believe there was like literally no soundtrack, which I think really amplified the movie. I mean, like when have you ever watched? When's the last time you ever watched a movie that had literally no soundtrack? Which is honestly kind of interesting because if you talk about soundtracks, you could argue that soundtracks, in a way, yes, they give atmosphere feeling, but it does also kind of infer. Sometimes it does infer how you're supposed to feel about a scene. So like if it's a sad scene, they'll play like sad music. If it's a happy scene, they'll play like happy, upbeat music. But No Country for Old Men didn't have any of that. They really just handed you the puzzle pieces and was like, you do what you want with that. We'll give you the information, you figure it out. You feel how you feel. And it's valid. It's all valid. But Dune had a really good soundtrack, though. Without spoilers, the setting is that a solar flare wiped out American tech and the events that follow what happens during a sudden change. Oh. Hey man, you don't have to convince me twice. I'm already convinced. I'm already convinced. Already the fact that Tom Hanks is in there, I'm like, man, I want to watch it. And post-apocalyptic. I do love post-apocalyptic films. I think there was definitely a point in film where like there was a trend where they would do post-apocalyptic and also make it super philosophical, deep. I don't know if I really agreed with that direction. Like, I think that was definitely worth exploring, don't get me wrong, but there's a point where I think maybe some of them went a little too far into trying to be super deep. But they just ended up, maybe the execution was not there all the way there. It just kind of fell flat sometimes. So I'm like, I normally don't pay attention to music often, and I'm pretty bad at remembering things about movies for the most part. Ooh, to be honest, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, that's why video essays are a lifesaver for me. That's essentially my way of recapping the movie in my head, is like watching a video essay. Cause like for me, it's like once I watch the movie, right? During the credits, like let's just say I'm like in a movie theater, like when I'm watching a Marvel movie. When I get to the credits, you could ask me anything about the movie and I'll remember it. But like once I start to walk out the door of the theater, not like the whole theater, I mean like literally just like the screening room. Just the screening room. You have me walk out the door, half of it's gone already. So I have to like search up the summary and see what other people say and be like, oh yeah, right, I felt this about this part. Oh yeah, I remember this part. Oh yeah, I remember that part. And then that's, yeah. It is tough to like, so yeah, I get you. Mm-hmm. God, talking about Neil Patrick Harris. Okay, so a while ago, I was watching the best. Was it Tony Awards? The ones that are for musicals. Because Neil Patrick Harris has hosted some award shows. The one for the musical, what's it called? The musical, what's the musical award show? Was it the Grammy Awards? No, this was specifically for musicals though. Tony, it was the Tony Awards. And so far, a lot of people say that Neil Patrick Harris's openings are the best, and I agree. I like rewatch them because he does so well on them. He does so good. Just like the musical references, the way that it's performed, the production quality of it all. It's like the best of the best kind of thing, and it's great. Neil Patrick Harris is so talented. It's a good movie, deep in lore too, that Neil brings out wonderfully. I think definitely you can't argue that Neil Patrick Harris, he's definitely a great actor. Like, I know he's gotten some controversies, but if you look at him as just like the stuff that he's done in terms of like his skill and his talent, I don't think you can really argue that I think he's just a great. And it shows. It shows. I think Tony is music and Grammy is acting. Is that how they differentiate it? I never really understood the differences between all these award shows. Because there's also one for like TV show specific, and then there's the one that's for film shows for specific. And I'm just like, I can't tell the difference between them all. At this point though, I don't watch award shows anymore, at least not fully. I pay attention to the performances that are like in the middle of the intermission and stuff, like the beginning, the intermission, maybe some of like the songs that get performed. Like, I know Oscars, you'll have singers come and perform the songs that are from the movies, so I like watching those. But like, I don't have the patience to watch these people thank whoever and this person and that person, and I can't do this anymore, man. They also get longer and longer every year. I swear to God, these music shows, these award shows used to be like 2 hours max. Now it's an entire event. There's the red carpet before the event, which is like an hour or an hour and a half, or even 2 hours if you add in the commentary that people have talking about like, oh, look at the fashion that they wore to the award show. Oh my God. And the behind the scenes of what it's like to put this together. That straight up takes 2 hours. Just that on its own. 2 hours before the actual show, okay? And then there's the actual show, so you get the opening, which is cool. I will say personally, as a movie lover, there's like some things that I'm willing to deal with for watching the Oscars, just because they do play scenes. I don't know if they do that anymore. There was a point where they stopped doing that, and I don't know why. But like, usually they would play some integral scenes from the movie, so I would treat it as like watching a trailer. So there have been times where I'll watch that scene and be like, oh, I want to watch that movie. So it does kind of, it kind of does benefit me, for at least where I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't really interested in this movie from the trailer, but like they've shown this scene, that scene looks pretty good. Okay, fine, maybe I'll put it down and watch it later or something. Um, he loves his job and it shows with his performance. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. There's you can't argue with that. Neil Patrick Harris is such a he's so passionate about the stuff that he does and the work, and like he definitely you can tell he puts in a lot of time to make it good. Because some of them, it's like there was one of the top ones, the number one, I think it was like a 2013 Tony Awards opening. There's a part where he has to rap, because that was the year where like Hamilton was really big, I think. That was really good. Like his rhythm was great. He definitely had to practice a lot for that. Plus, like, it's just there's no cuts. It's just like from the beginning to end. You gotta commend the guy for that. He puts a lot of effort in his performances, and it's great. Um, there are so many kinds of them. I think MTV even has their own music awards. Yes, they do. MTV does have their own music awards. I watched that when I was a teenager. Not anymore. I think in a way I feel like sometimes I think like, oh, I had it pretty good when I was a teenager. Because MTV back then, because I'm Canadian, right? So we got a lot of like Avril Lavigne. We got Simple Plan. Because like the thing is in Canada, right? I don't know if you've seen the TikToks. We kind of have, there's like a subgenre of specifically Canadian songs, where that means that these are songs that were released to the public, the whole public. But if you ask, for example, an American if they've ever heard the song before, they've never heard it before. They'll be like, what? But then Canadians will be like, yeah, I listen to this all the time. It was always playing on our version of MTV. So, I think we had it pretty good back then. Punk rock, pop rock. We had some pretty good moments in Canadian music history. So for me, MTV definitely wasn't. I did pay attention to some MTV Music Awards. Yeah. Red carpet is just a yeah, it is. It is. It's just an excuse to have a fashion show. Which, I mean, to some extent, it's like I kind of want to care, but at the same time, I'd rather just wait the next day, because I'm most likely gonna see it on TikTok anyway, and they're gonna cut through all the long talky bits and just give me the summarized things of it. And that's, you know what, I'm good enough. That's good enough for me. I don't have the patience to watch these people talk about fashion for 2 hours. That's just not my I don't have the patience for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll admire it. I don't doubt that these people put a lot of effort into making these outfits. That's not to say that we should discredit the amount of time and effort they put into these outfits. It's just I don't have the patience to hear them talk through it, of the process. Yeah. I used to watch MTV back when it played music videos. It actually introduced me to Daft Punk. Oh, yes! Yeah, MTV was really good for discovering good new music, actually. Very true. I mean, I think every region had their own version of broadcasters to make sure they don't insult anyone. Wait, no, actually, because, I didn't know this until, I started watching TikToks about it. I don't know if this happens to other countries, but in Canada specifically, and I didn't know this, in order to play on Canadian radio, there's a very strict guideline of what the song needs to be comprised of. I don't know what the list is, but it's not simply just the singer has to be Canadian. It was definitely a mix of maybe it was the writer had to be also Canadian, the producer also had to be Canadian, or the broadcasting company or the record deal had to also be. There was a bullet point list of things you had to check off that had to be Canadian before you could play it on Canadian radio. And I think that kind of came from the amount of influence that we have here from America. That like maybe, you know, maybe it's like Canadian pride or something, that this was established because a lot of our music do end up being, you know, influenced by America or literally American artists. And I think they try to push that in our radio stations. I didn't know this though. I was just like, oh, I guess they just play whatever. But no, they do actually. There's like a whole thing that you have to go through in order to get your Canadian made or Canadian written or whatever it is percentage of Canadian music played on a Canadian radio. And that was interesting to learn. We are simple folk. Yeah. I agree in this aspect in terms of fashion, red carpet stuff. I'm simple folk. Even for like fashion shows, like legitimate fashion shows, like the ones that like in the name it says it's like the, I don't know, like the Milan fashion show or the London fashion show or the whatever. I also wait until it's TikTok to tell me. I appreciate and I respect the people who are in that industry. It's just not for me. I like listening to the condensed version, and that's good enough. I don't normally listen to shows or what happens after, but I did hear that Kim Kardashian did. Oh, yeah, I was just talking about that today with my mother. Oh my God. Okay, so the outfit was Marilyn Monroe's outfit. So, first of all, you'd have to know who Marilyn Monroe is. I don't know if you know, like, she's most well known for the picture of her standing in a street, posing over a sewer grate or something, and the air is coming from the bottom, and it's making her skirt lift up. So she's got her hands like trying to hold the skirt down. That's the outfit that Kim Kardashian wore. Literally that outfit. And like even for even for Marilyn Monroe, that dress or that outfit was specifically made for her proportions. But yeah, when the what was it, Ripley's loaned it to Kim K to wear, and you can see that it was basically destroyed. It was stretched out. The before and after is quite clear, and it's quite sad actually. For me at least, I think my personal opinion is that I think it should have stayed in a museum. The one thing my mom told me was like the Bruce Lee outfit, the famous yellow one with the black stripes, that's in a museum. And yeah, I think you could say these are historical artifacts, you know, these are historical objects, and it shouldn't have been so easy for someone who's well off financially to be able to just be like, hey, I have money, let me throw it at you, let me wear it. I don't think it should be allowed, honestly. Although I will say the one exception I have are instruments. So I think it's more, I think for me at least, I think it's more cool to have, or more like for me anyway, it's more accepted to have professional like people who play the violin or the flute or whatever instrument, people who are on a professional level. I think they should be allowed to play historical instruments, because like there is a difference in sound quality, and I think if you do give it to a professional like that, they are familiar and knowledgeable about how to handle it in a way that doesn't ruin the instrument. At the same time, I think it being played does give it a level of respect, because and like there are a lot of instruments out there that like, yeah, they would know how to take care of it and they understand the true value, because like if they're a professional, they've clearly trained decades in order to master this instrument, in order to get the best sound out of this instrument. So I like, in terms of music, I think it makes sense. You know, I do like that they loan out these, you know, beautiful instruments that are like millions and millions of dollars, and they let you know, a professional play it so that it can sing. I think it does. It almost would feel sad if it's like, you know, these crafters, these what do you call it, woodworkers who put in blood, sweat, and tears to make this instrument all these years ago. I think it would be sad to just see it in a museum, you know. I think part of it does feel like, oh, you know, it should be played. It was made to be played. So, you know, it I think it makes sense for those to be played. Yeah. Yeah. Man, how did we get here? We went from we went from award shows to like to professionals playing music and the value of historical objects and respect. Oh my god. What was it? What's the title? Oh yeah, Montreal trip. I was gonna recap my Montreal. Right. Okay. So 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? I can't believe we're already in August. Yeah. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, I went to Montreal for a vacation on my own. The way it happened was that so it is for the Bridgerton experience event. So basically, I actually had seen a number of YouTubers go to this event. I'm gonna quickly search it because I know I can find it. Let me search it real quick if I can find the names of the YouTubers that I watch. Swell Entertainment, that's one, and Momo O'Brien. Those are the two people that I watched YouTube videos of, where they went to the Bridgerton Ball immersive experience. So Momo went to the one that was in England, and Swell Entertainment went to the one that was in LA, I think. But yeah, I did watch Bridgerton. I do like the show. And I will explain later whether I thought the trip was worth it for the experience compared to how much I like the show. Spoiler alert, it wasn't enough to justify the trip. Okay, so basically that's what happened, because I bought tickets to the experience. The experience was going to be held in Montreal. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want to go. I didn't have any plans prior. It wasn't like, you know, I had friends that I knew I was going to meet or whatever. I bought the experience ticket. It was very spontaneous, okay? I bought the ticket and then I was like, oh god, I have to plan this. I have to figure out how I'm going to get there, where I'm going to stay and whatever. So, first of all, I settled on doing a train trip to Montreal because planes in Canada right now are kind of insane. My local airport is inundated with articles about luggage. So like for some reason, there has just been hundreds upon hundreds of people's luggage just at the airport. It's a complete mess. I don't know where this luggage comes from, but I just knew that it was not, that if you have luggage and you go on the plane, you might not get that back. It was a complete mess. So I was like, yeah, I'm not taking the plane. Even though the plane would have taken me about an hour, 2 hours to get to Montreal. But the train was about 5 to 6 hours, which is, you know what, it's fine. I loaded up all my Studio Ghibli movies into my iPad. I was like, I can do this. I can handle 5 to 6 hours. That's like 2 movies. Good enough for me. But yeah, so I went for a train. And then I also booked a hostel, which is my first time staying in a hostel. Now, if you don't know what a hostel is essentially, in terms of like, I guess, comfort level or privacy level, it's a step down from hotels. But I think it's a step, well, is it a step below motels as well? It depends on you as a person and how you know, what your level of privacy comfortability is. So basically a hostel is, they provide you with a bed. It could be a bunk bed. The point is that you're sharing a room with other people. So bathroom is shared. And there's like a common area. Mostly it caters to travelers. The whole point is to go there and meet other fellow travelers, meet friends, people who have come from abroad and come stay here because the prices are cheap. So I went for a 6-person room, which cost me about $20 to $40 a night, which is fine because I stayed for a week. I was there from 16th to the 20th of July. And that was at Montreal, which when I did reviews on it, or no, looked up reviews. Apparently it's like the #1 motel hostel. Oh my god. It's like it's like the #1 hostel in Canada. And I was like, okay, all right. If this is my first time, I was like hesitant too, okay? But I didn't want to pay extra for like a hotel. I kind of wanted to try the experience for myself. So I was like, okay, let's give it a try. It was at Montreal. The reviews looked great. There's a lot of amenities. Is that how you say it? I can't speak anymore. Amenities. Oh jeez. Am I having a stroke? Basically, like, they had like a jacuzzi and a pool. They had a bar. A lot of things that you could like experience while in the hostel and enjoy your time there. Yeah. And the location wasn't too bad. I did search it up on Google Maps. It was kind of like, it is technically in an alley, which I was kind of sketched out about. But it did look like there was ample lighting. Because, you know, as a female, you do have to worry about safety and security. Alleyways can be kind of sketchy. You don't want to get, you know, abducted in the middle of the night. You want a place somewhere that's like there's still like activity, so that people are like walking, constantly coming in and out kind of thing. And yeah, it looked pretty okay. And yeah, so basically I booked that. Oh yeah, another thing was like, so they also provide you with like linens, towels. You also have your own electrical plug. So according to the pictures, it's like a bunk bed situation. I guess it's first come first serve basically. You don't get assigned a room until you get there. Um, yeah. You are there on the bottom bunk or the top bunk. There's a locker situation, so you just need to make sure that you have a lock so that you can store your luggage in there, which I liked. And yeah, I was basically in the heart of Montreal, so that means it's very close to the subway, close to close to the port, close to all the main, touristy attraction things. Obviously it's definitely gonna be a tourist friendly area. And yeah, so I went for that. Yeah, that was the essentials that I went with first. So how to get there, if I'm gonna get home, how do I get home, and then where am I gonna stay, and then what else? Oh yeah, I did a bit of research on the subway system, on their tickets. So their tickets were like, you could have a day pass, where you just pay a set amount for that, or you can do one that's like for the weekend, or I think one was like weekdays only, or 3 days only. I went for the one that was, what was it, 3 days only, I think. Yeah, because I was only staying for, okay, I was gonna get there at, what time was it? Oh my god, I can't do 24 hours. I'm so bad at 24-hour clocks. I literally have to count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would have arrived in Montreal on the 16th at 6 p.m. So I had to make sure that I had enough. Well, not had enough, but like I had a card that I could use for at least a couple days so that I don't have to pay for every single trip and still feel free to travel without having to pay. What else? Oh yeah, and food. I asked a lot of people like food recommendations. I do have a friend who does live in Montreal. So I messaged her, and then we connected and decided to meet on Sunday. Sunday is the 17th. And also 17th was the experience, the Bridgerton experience. So that gave me the 18th, 19th, and a bit of the 20th to explore Montreal. 16th, my plan was going to be like, okay, I'm going to get to Montreal and then I'm just going to, check in and just kind of leave it like that. I'm not really going to explore much. Just, I think the trip's going to make me pretty tired. So I didn't really plan much for the 16th. But yeah, like looking for food and places and where to go, what stations or where. Oh yeah, there was another one that I had to worry about was SIM cards. Because my data plan does not reach Montreal. There was no way. So I actually managed, here's a pro tip, Fizz is the name of the SIM card. And its prices are so much better than where I'm at right now. So much better. It's so much cheaper. Like, I don't do calls. I don't do texts. I don't need that kind of stuff anymore. No one calls anyway. I don't use calls. But I do use data. And it was very flexible in that I could just go to their, what do they call it? A couche-tard? Couche-tard? Which is basically their equivalent of like a pharmacy store. You could just go to a pharmacy store, ask them for the SIM card, they'll just give it to you, and then you just activate it, and then it's done. That's the entire setup. So that was also very useful that I had to figure out, because I knew when I get there, excuse me, data was going to be a big issue. Because if I don't have data, oof, excuse me, I was not going to be able to function. Your girl gets lost very easily. So yeah, data was necessary. And then the rest was just like, oh, okay, we'll see where I am at. And we'll look at food. I did note down some good food places. I put it in Google Maps. I do like using Google Maps a lot for pinning food places, places I want to go, places I've been and want to go again. So I used Google Maps quite extensively during that trip. But yeah, so I think I can probably go straight into like what happened on the first day. Yeah, I basically got to the train station. Wait. Was there anything interesting that happened at the train station? Not really. It was just like standing in line, honestly. How was the food up there? It's good. Interestingly enough, I did not have any poutine. I'm gonna call it poutine because now I know it's actually pronounced poutine and not poutine. Even though I really it's a bad habit, okay? I like calling it poutine, but I know that quote unquote authentically it's supposed to be called poutine. But I like calling it poutine, okay? And I did not have any of it. I did not. Honestly, I just didn't think about it. I just never had the chance to pass by one. Like, there were a lot of brunch places that I went to. And I went to like a Mediterranean one as well. That was really, really good. I just never went. I probably should have, but oh well, it's okay. But yeah, the food is good. I love it. The food is great. There were a lot of places that I wanted to try. Do I still have the list of things I wanted to try that I never got to try? Let me check. Question is, which map did I put it in? I got like 3 Google accounts. And I don't know which ones have the saved stuff in it. Oh, okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, so... There's a lot that I saved in Montreal. Come on, let me go to Montreal. Oh my god. I'm like struggling through Google Maps right now. Wait, why can't I find it? I swear there's because the thing is Google Maps has what do you call it? There's a map function. I think that's browser only, where you can actually create your own map and you can like map out from which point you want to start to where you want to end up, and then there's a lot of things that you can search. Right now I'm just trying to find where it is right now. Okay, there we go. Let's see, view map legend. Okay, food places, right. So, first one I did not get to try. but I've been there before. I have been to Montreal in the past. Sorry for the delay. I have been to Montreal in the past with friends. And they've also introduced me to a lot of good places. So the first one was, I'm gonna butcher this name so bad. La Banquise, which is known for their poutine. Literally. I remember when I had it there, their poutine is very good. Highly recommend. La Banquise, which is spelled L-A space B-A-N-Q-U-I-S-E. They're very well known for their poutine. Another one that I did end up going to, and it was worth going to because of their like portability of food, is Omnivore. So Omnivore does these Mediterranean sandwiches. They're kind of more like wraps, basically. And they're just really good. So the one I got was called the Jaj, which is spelled D-J-A-J, which had chicken, garlic sauce, beet. There was also this pickled thing, this pickled vegetable. I don't know what it was called. That really added some good umami flavor in there. It was delicious, and also it's good for my portion. So I don't eat a lot of food. I have a small stomach. And usually I get worried when I go to new places to try food that I'll accidentally order too much, or too little, and never the perfect balance in between. But yeah, no, this place had a great portion size, and I did end up actually going there again to get their wrap as a to-go so that I could eat it on the train back home. Honestly, great. I would love to go back. I wish they opened a store where I am because it's good. Le Petit Dep is one I wish I went to, which is a bakery. It's like we have Nadej. There's like another one, I forgot what it's called, but like it's basically super European style, kind of. Like it's very pink and pastel colored and teal, and I guess you could call it like Instagram-ish. Like you can tell that it's made so that when you take photos of it, the colors are vibrant and they pop. I wish I went there. Did not. The one brunch place I did go to is L'Avenue. So that's L'Avenue. It's like L'Avenue. Great brunch. I went there twice. That's how much I love it. I went there twice. The places that I went twice was Omnivore and L'Avenue, and like those two places, man, highly recommend. Definitely give it a try if you're ever in Montreal. What else for food? There was also a place called, my friend introduced it to me, called Allo Mon Coco. Allo Mon Coco? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's also a brunch place. You'll notice the trend here is that I really like brunch. If I'm about to not have any food for the rest of the day, I will straight up go with brunch. I think brunch is the best meal of the day. Fight me. And then, yeah. There was another place that I went for like bagel and coffee, but it wasn't great. It was just like your basic breakfast egg and bacon bagel. I didn't really like it that much. It got the job done. Where was I? Oh yeah. So like I get there. Like the train arrives, and I'm like struggling to find this couche-tard. I cannot say this for the life of me. I apologize to anyone who is French Canadian in chat. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't find the place, and I was like, oh no. I'm like walking around the station, just around and around trying to find this place for the SIM card. Eventually I do find it, but it's like way in the back, way in the corner. Not gonna lie, I almost had a heart attack. If I didn't find that, I really was gonna have a heart attack because I was depending on that for my SIM card. My data is not fast enough to keep me alive this for like 4 days, so I'm thankful eventually I did manage to find it. And then I went to McDonald's afterwards because I had no dinner. And I ate a sandwich for lunch on the train, and that was it. But yeah, so like I basically set up my SIM card and everything in the McDonald's with their free Wi-Fi, thank God. I don't think I tried much, if any, Canadian food. Well, as a lover of poutine, I do highly recommend you try poutine, which is essentially just fries, gravy, and cheese. If you want the authentic experience, then you need a squeaky cheese. You're gonna have to Google this, because I don't know what type of cheese is squeaky, but there is a specific squeaky cheese that you do need to get in order for it to be authentic poutine. And you also need really good gravy. I believe it's beef gravy. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's your basic poutine base. And then you can just add whatever it is that you like on top. Yes, it is exactly like chili cheese fries, but a different type of cheese. Because chili cheese fries, the cheese is cheddar and melted. Poutine cheese is like it's chunky. There's chunks of cheese. It's not melted. If it's melted, it's not authentic Canadian poutine. And yeah, you can also add whatever you prefer, honestly. I've had poutine that's basically like carnivore style, so like you have like sausages, you have beef chunks, you have lamb chunks, you have, what else is meat? Pepperoni. You can literally just add whatever you want. Also, I have seen people go with, they swap out the fries for chopped potatoes instead. So you can go with that. That is also, would still be considered your authentic poutine, as long as you have the squeaky cheese and the gravy. Yeah. You can basically just add whatever you want on there. Yeah. Sounds almost like nachos, just a bit different. It is. That is true. It is true. I will say it's more filling than cheese fries and nachos. Just because of... Well... I think maybe chili cheese fries and poutine will be on the same level of filling, but it's those two combined will definitely be more filling than nachos. Especially if you add in all the meats. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever seen vegetarian poutine, so if you are vegetarian or vegan, I do apologize. I don't think this will be for you. Yeah. Side note, because you mentioned chili cheese, I still want to try a Philly cheesesteak. I've held on to that for a very long time now. I would really like to have authentic Philly cheese sandwich. And it pisses me off that I've survived 30 years on this planet and I've yet to have a legitimate Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I think I'm being robbed. Or deprived. Something. I want to try it, and it pisses me off that I've never tried it before. I'm just throwing that out there, since we're talking about cheese. If we are adding meats, then nachos can be a good comparison. Beef nachos and bean and cheese. Oh, true. True. You can also add beef and bean to your poutine. It's quite versatile as a dish, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's quite versatile. As long as you have your gravy and your cheese and your fries or potatoes, you can just add whatever you want on there. It's a good foundation. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I was at McDonald's putting together my SIM card, and then I bought my little train ticket thingy for 3 days, and then I went to the I keep wanting to say motel. The hostel. So they provided me with, I do like that they did this because I was actually concerned about bed bugs. They provided me with a mattress cover, and then a top sheet, and then also a blanket, which is really cool. And then, oh yeah, and also like a towel that you can bring into the bathroom. When I got in, yeah, so this one was all female. I went for a room that was all females. Because again, safety issue. I met one girl. So like there were basically 2, 4, 6, well 3. There were 3 bunk beds, which meant that there were 6 available beds to sleep on. And they were all kind of lined up against the wall. The third one was it was like this weird thing where like you'd have the 2 bunk beds with like a pillar in between so that you can get in and get out. And then there would be a wall to separate between the second and the third bunk bed. So I guess maybe it's for privacy, better privacy or noise, I don't know. I did not pick the one that was the third bunk bed. I went for the second bunk bed. I went to the top bunk. Because the bottom bunk for the first and second bunk bed were taken. So I went for the top bunk in the second bunk bed. And yeah, got myself set up. I met the girl who was at the bottom bunk of the first bunk bed, who also was from where I came from. So that was cool. We actually had a really good conversation about like, you know, what our plans were in Montreal. She had been in Montreal for a while. I think she was going to be staying for 2 more days and then she was going to go. And we talked about like, oh, you know, what are we excited to look for in Montreal? What's worth looking at? And she recommended a bunch of places. So that was actually really cool. I did not get her name or contact info because I'm dumb. But I think, yeah, I think we became pretty cool friends, I think you could say. Or at least we got to know each other quite well during that conversation. And I think it relieved a lot of my anxiety because I was quite worried, like how, and like I think this also speaks to like how you, like your experience of a situation or place really depends on how you go into it. So like for me, even though I have like mild social anxiety, my goal in mind, like I went in with the hopes of, okay, I'm going to try to experience as much as I possibly can, and I will not close myself off to potential openings to new experiences. So when I got into the hostel and like started setting up my little setup in my bunk bed, you can actually see what the bunk bed ended up being if you follow my alt account See, now to get access to the alt account, you're gonna have to follow my Discord. But I did post the picture of the bunk bed situation in there. I basically, like, there are like curtains. They have like these privacy curtains in your little section of the bunk bed. I made an effort to keep it open so that while I'm setting up, if anyone comes in, I will... Ooh! Welcome to the stream, Nichans? I hope I'm saying it right. Nickans? Hello. Thank you for the follow. We are just talking about my trip to Montreal, and I'm just like revisiting it. Hello. Welcome. And also, if since you are new, I will quickly introduce myself. My name is Sulfira. I am a Red Panda VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. I stream whatever I feel like, basically. Yeah. I just do variety games. My socials are in the below. So you can follow my Twitter, Discord. I think that's it, actually. If you want to check me out or get updates on when's the next time I stream. Hewu, say a Filipino word. Eh? Palaba? Is that a Filipino word? Oh god, not me quickly searching how to say hello in Filipino. Isn't that Tagalog? Filipinos speak in Tagalog, right? I don't even think I know any either. Wait, no, I can do this. Mahal kita? Wait, what is mahal kita? Oh. Aww, next Ken, you can just tell me to tell you to say the word. You can just ask me to say it in English. Thank you for putting something that's sweet and not sus. Mahal kita. I'm still trying to see how to say hello. Oh, there's one. Okay. Oh, this is not gonna play for me, is it? Kumusta? Is that it? Is that hello? Is that hi? Kumusta? Is that right? I hope I'm not butchering it. Kumasta ka po? Kumasta? Kumasta ka po? This is about close Spanish? Wait, isn't hello in Spanish like hola? ¿Cómo estás? Oh, what is I love you in Spanish? Oh, me amo. Right? Kamusta means how are you? Oh! What? Why did they say that was a higher hello? Many ways to say hello, much like English. Oh, fair enough. Okay, then this website taught me wrong. Depends on formality. Oh. Yeah, there's like formality stuff in my language as well. Okay, what else? What else? Um... Thank you for the head pat! Much like how friends will insult each other, or you can go formal. Fair enough. That is fair enough. Oh, it says hey, it's just hey. I could have just said hey. Oh, wait, this one says you can say musta? 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 This is a shortened version of kumusta. This is often used when greeting a close friend or relative. Is that true? Nickhands? Nickchans? Also, please tell me how to say your name. I think I'm butchering it. Actually, speaking of which, my friends, I have some friends who are half Chinese and half Filipino. And it's very interesting. They were talking about how the two languages are similar. And that there are a lot of things where like they'll learn like a word in Chinese, and then they'll be like, oh, it's like the same thing in Filipino. Is it Filipino? Was it Filipino that they said they were half? Shit. This is literally yesterday. Fuck, my memory's out the window already. I'm not that good at Spanish. Mostly know how to listen to it or insults. Oh my god. Sometimes insults is like, you don't even need to really know the language. You just need to know how they say it. And you're like, did you just insult me? It kind of sounds like you just insulted me. I think it has to do who influenced the most. Oh. True. True. In Spanish, it is kinda easy. Easy? Do you mean like speaking Spanish is easy? I'm not gonna lie. The only thing only connection I have with Spanish is ooh, excuse me. What was that? The name of that little girl? Not Nora. What's her name? What was her name? The girl who teaches you Spanish for kids. Dora! Yeah, that's it. Oh my god. I was close. Good lord, help me. Yeah, Dora. I didn't watch a lot of it. But no, I didn't pick up much from it. I got Swiper, stop swiping, and that was about as far as I got. Oh, and then her backpack, her map. I see memes of Dora more than I see Dora actually teaching Spanish. But also I think it's because Dora came after... Like, by the time Dora was a thing, I was way into college. Or probably at my first job. I don't know, man. Dora was good for learning Spanish or teaching it for the young. Although, isn't that the same with, like, any language that you want to learn? It's better to, like... you know, you basically kind of have to humble yourself and recognize that you are now becoming a student of the language. So you do have to go back to like kid shows essentially in order to understand anything. I feel like it makes sense. Like if you want to learn Spanish, you might as well start watching Dora. Because it's easier to pick up when you start off something simple, almost like when you learn English and you start off simple. Depends on how you learn best. My grandmother learned Spanish by old shows and reading the Oh, true! True! I do hear a lot of people learn English just by watching the show Friends. Which I'm like... You poor soul had to watch Friends. I mean, yes, to be fair, Friends was a good show at its time. But, if you watch it now, you kind of realize that they weren't really that great. Like... I don't really liked how they treated Monica. There was a lot of fat shaming going on there. Ross really wasn't a good guy. Neither was Rachel. That was a very problematic couple that kept breaking up and coming back together. And they kept hurting each other, and there was jealousy, and you cheated, and no, we were on a break, and that kind of stuff. I was not a huge fan of it, honestly. My friends really liked the show, though. So, like, I've seen so many... I know so many scenes from that show. I didn't even though I didn't want to... there were many times where I had to watch it against my will. Basically. I don't think I watched much of Friends beside the memes. Yeah, that's kind of the same for me with Dora. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got completely sidetracked. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were at... Okay, so that was basically the first day that I got to Montreal. Had McDonald's. Met a girl. She was cool. Set my stuff up. Actually, maybe I should go find that pic. Do I still have the picture? I might as well just show you guys now what my bed situation looked like. Tassora, hello! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I'm right now looking for pictures of my trip, and I'm hoping that it uploaded. So hopefully I can show you guys. Let me see if I still have it. Oh yes, I do. Okay. So let me open this up. See if I can screen share it to you guys. Image. Oh god, okay, I have to look for it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Maybe this is easier for me to, Oh god, why is it sorted like this? Please don't sort it like this. Oh jeez. I think I fucked it up. Fuck. Fuck! No, I got this. I got this. Give me a second. No, I don't got this. Hold on. Give me a second. I really should have just screen shared it instead. Note to self, next time you share an image, don't use the image function. It takes too long. Because then you have to search the image. Oh my god, where is the image? You know what? I'm just gonna, you know what, fuck this. No, I'm not gonna do via image. Window capture. Ah! Ah! Wait, hello? Why does it not show? Okay. Oh my god. Where'd it go? Where is it? It won't show. Yo, I don't know why it's not showing. Oh, there it is. Okay, okay, cool, cool. Let me crop it a little so we don't dox me. Okay. There we go. Good enough. This is my bed situation. This is basically, this is the second bunk bed. Sorry, that took me a while. So this is my second bunk. This is the second bunk bed. I took the top bunk. And you can kind of see my little setup here. I got my bag on the right. I already have the mattress cover on it. Here, let me make it a little bigger. You don't need to see me, it's fine. My little battery pack. This is at a hostel when I was in Montreal. And then I have like my toiletries at the top. So the first is my makeup bag. The second one is with like the toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of morning stuff. The third one is shower. So that's like my hair conditioner, deodorant, shower condition, yeah, shampoo and conditioner. And then the final pack is where I put all my battery stuff in. And then the shelf, the first shelf on the left is tissues. That's a little tiny Totoro container for my makeup pads and Q-tips. And then you got your Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer and then hair clips. And then yeah, the one right below is the battery stuff. A battery pack, a phone charging. And then I just recently bought an Anchor battery extender, basically. So like you plug it in and then there's a 4 USB C? No, it's USB 3.0 ports. So yeah. That was basically my layout. And then you can see the curtain on the left. So there were two curtains that you pull to the middle, that come to the middle, and it's pretty good privacy, I'm not gonna lie. If you close it, it kind of blocks out all the light, so when you're sleeping, if you're sensitive to light, it was actually pretty good, pretty useful. But yeah, that was basically where I stayed for quite a few days. That was from the 16th to the 20th? Yeah. For the entire duration of my trip, this is where I stayed. And then... Okay, yes, then we're on the second day. So, second day is Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday the 17th. This was when I basically planned everything for. Where I was like, I'm gonna meet up my friend. We're gonna go to Alo Mon Coco for lunch, for brunch, basically. Honestly, good food. great brunch place. It was in the heart of Montreal. It was delicious. And we also did a lot of catching up, which was awesome because I haven't seen her in a very long time. This was a friend that I met in college. So we went to the same design program. We basically bonded during college. And she actually went on to become a very good professional hairstylist. She did also later did my hair when I had my gray hair period, which I really liked. My silver, I like calling it silver. Like I had a silver hair era. That was a cool era. Yeah, she won like awards and stuff. So she ended up not doing graphic design after that. She went into hairstyling. And that's also what she does in Montreal, is hairstyling. She's great. Award-winning hairstylist. And also a very chill person to talk to. I love her. And then after we had brunch, we caught up. We went to Le Saint Motel. Yeah, oh my god, okay. This place, this Le Saint Motel place, I really have to say is amazing. Because the storefront is, if you're into like goth, emo, punk, there's also another word. Like with skulls and oh god, what the heck is the word? Anyway, you can kind of basically get the gist. It's like very like gothic, emo, punk style type of store, which is very cool. That's their storefront. And then the back of the store is basically a Instagrammable space. I can't even call it a room. It was literally a space. So there would be like partitions into different sections of the space, and each space or each section would have a theme. It would have a theme to it. So there was one, there was like, they had a bed there and it was perfectly split in the middle. On the one side, it was white and pink and cute. There was like a unicorn and fluffy and fuzzy. And then on the left side of the bed was black and bat and goth. And it was honestly really, really cute. It was great. It was like, I wish I had a bed like that, because it's like the two extremes put together made for a good set. I'm not gonna lie. They also had like a pool, not like with water, but like with like bouncy balls in it. So you could go in there and take pictures. Basically, the whole point is like they came with like, they would provide you with like cameras and lights and automatic clicker buttons, so that when you like attach your phone to a light, you can press the button and it'll take a picture for you. So the whole thing is styled so that you can go to all these different sets and take pictures. So I took a ton of pictures there with my friend. We took pictures of each other and took pictures of ourselves together. That was cool. Highly recommend you give it a try. Or visit it if you ever are in Montreal. It's called Le Saint Motel. That's LE space SAINT space MOTEL. Le Saint Motel. And I am butchering that pronunciation because it should probably be called Le Saint Motel, I think. Which I think I just said the same thing with a French accent. Anyway. That was a lot of fun. It was tough to get to, though. I remember that was really tough to get to. Like, we were going... When we left the brunch place, and then we searched on Google Maps, there were no buses. available to go there. We had to walk there. And mind you, it was freaking hot on that day. I really got the extremes of all Montreal weather during my trip, okay? On Sunday, that day, it was insanely hot. And then on Monday, for those of you who tuned into my stream, you know that it was torrential rainstorm and thundering, which was cool. And then it went back to sweltering hot on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I got lucky. But also not lucky because that was the day I was going to leave. So the one day that it was like good weather was the day that I was leaving and the day that I arrived. And the 2 days that I was there that I had like a full day to explore, it was either super hot or torrential rainstorm. What is my luck, I swear to God. Feels bad, man. I know, right? It's okay. You push through. Then what can you do, right? You spend the money to get there. You push through, which is what exactly what I did. And that is exactly what me and my friend did. We pushed through. And you know, that wasn't even the final event of that day, because after we had fun doing all the pictures and stuff, then the main event was the Bridgerton experience, which we also walked too. So we walked a lot that day. Yes. We walked a lot that day. So we got to it was like, I think you could also call this a space. That's basically what it really was. It wasn't like rooms, it was like a space. And we started seeing people dressed in ball gowns, in prom dresses. There was also some people who dressed in t-shirts and jeans, which fair enough. Basically a lot of people, but like majority of the people who went were totally glammed up from head to toe. Basically looked like they were all princesses ready to be chosen by the queen, to be the diamond of the ball. So we got our tickets, we got in, and they have like these beautiful garden set looking things. So like they had like this tunnel that you would have to walk through to get to the main area, and that was like, it looked like it was like made out of like a metal steel type of thing, and then they had taken vines of roses of different colors and different flowers, all intermingled on this little beautiful garden tunnel thing. So that was cool walking through it. There were a lot of people who were taking pictures. We also took pictures there. And so we walked through, and then they also had a lot of the Bridgerton outfits on display, cased in glass, so you can't get too close, but close enough to look at the details. And that was really cool. They were very pretty. And yeah, so like you go in through the tunnel, the flower tunnel, and then there were a couple things that you see. So at the right, there is a space where you can line up to get your picture taken. And they styled it in the, like, if the photo comes out looking like it's a, what would you call it? A painting from the classical era, I think is the best way I can describe it. And with the outfits that these people were wearing, it looked quite legit. It looked like they came out from that era. Very pretty. And then on the left was a stage, a small stage that was kind of like roped around. That had basically a sofa, a really, really fancy red sofa, which I'm assuming something was going to happen. Someone was going to come in and sit. I don't know who. And then like a red carpet. There was a red carpet from the sofa area all the way to... There was like another like tiny stage. Well, not stage. It was like... It was more like an area for the VIPs. So there was like seats and chairs that you could sit in if you bought a VIP ticket. And then they were like... there were like 2 curtain areas on either side. Which I'm assuming is like that's for staff and for cast members to walk in and out of. Because there were cast members there who were dressed in the... You know, like with the curly hair... Like the super curly hair, like Mozart era, the Renaissance. It was definitely very styled in the Renaissance era, I guess you could say. So you did have cast members with those outfits on, and they were all talking in British accents, which, I mean, to be fair, makes sense because it's Bridgerton. Yeah. So, like, there was, like, a period where we were just kind of walking around looking at the outfits that were also displayed until the announcement came where they're like, gather around to the red carpet. The queen is coming! The queen is coming! And so me and my friend, we would, like, go over to a little area near the red carpet. And the staff, there's like, they're playing the music and there's like trumpets and the queen starts coming out. So like where me and my friend are, we're like in the middle of the red carpet area, like flanking the edge of it, not like on the carpet. We're like at the edge of it. And the queen starts coming, and then the staff members who are accompanying her are like, make sure to do your best bow. So I'm assuming like so basically she would like slowly walk and then she would pause and look at the side. And then the staff members would be like, do a bow to the queen. And so like that's like she would walk and then stop, look at people, have them bow, and then walk and stop, right? And then so she gets to us and then she stops and looks at us. She's very pretty, by the way. Very pretty. And I do feel like it is imperative for me to mention that she was black because that was actually a very big thing for Bridgerton because of all the political stuff that happens in that era. I do like that in the first season of Bridgerton, you know, like a lot of people would say it's kind of typically, it feels like a little, there's a lot of like European people influence there. But in the second season, they definitely like and pushed a lot more of like, okay, so we're not trying to reinforce those political things. We're trying to like make it more modernized. So I do like that they did that kind of twist with this experience. So yeah, so like she would look at us and she's very pretty. She's so freaking pretty. I looked at her Instagram later. I searched up her Instagram. She is a model, like a professional model. And I was like, oh, that's the level we're working with? That high? Okay. I did not expect them to go all out with it, okay? So yeah, and so like we bow, and then she makes her way up all the way to the sofa, and then she sits down, and then they're like, okay, the diamond, well, not the diamond of the ball, but basically like the queen has a rough idea of who she thought did the best bow. So the staff member comes down and then offers his arm to my friend. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she gives me, as in like, I was trying to take my friend's phone because I was like, oh shit, okay, I need to record this because she can't record it. And I was like, I want to record this for her. So like I'm like quickly grabbing her phone and trying to like fiddle with it so I can turn on the camera. So then and I'm like filming her, and then it was cool. I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy for her that she got chosen to have the best bow. Um, and yeah, and it was also kind of funny because then she kind of like got led away somewhere, and then I was like, oh, where did she go? um, but yeah, my friend got chosen as the person who like had the most stood out bow, standout bow, which was cool. Oh, and then right after that, they kind of like let people wander again, but like because the queen was just sitting there, you could actually try bowing again to her. So and there was like the lady, what's her name, Lady Whistledown, which is kind of like an integral part of the show. She's supposed to be like the gossip lady, the person who kind of pushes the plot, really. I don't know who they hired, but I fucking loved her. This Lady Whistledown person, whoever they hired, she had the character down pat, okay? Her comments were fucking hilarious. Cause like I thought it was a recording. I thought what they did was they just had like recordings play. But like as people would come up and like redo their bow, they were all different. Like some people would like kind of do a little dance before they bowed. And then the Lady Whistledown announcer person would be like, "Oh, you thought a dance would impress the queen. It looks like she likes it." So it's not like recorded, like pre-recorded. She's actually somewhere live saying, commenting on this, and I thought that was really funny. I thought it was really cool. And she was also, she had like a really good sense of wit. I can't recreate it because I can't remember it anymore. But like there was one that stood out where like a guy did a really kind of like he did a bow, and then Lady Whistledown, she's like, "You can bow lower than that, boy." I was like, oh, okay. She's kind of a little strict. Not harsh, but like she was pretty strict on like, oh, like the standard of the bowing. And then there was another guy who did like an extravagant bow, and then Lady Whistledown was like, "This is not a clown show. You need to show some respect to the queen." I was just like, oh my god, okay, she's really going there. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And then yeah, so like the way that they build up to the plot is like they had like this, there was like this kind of male main character where you could tell he stood out because his outfit was different. Like it was head to toe definitely decked out in this Renaissance era style. And like the music would change, and he basically like did a bit of like you could tell he was trained in terms of dancing. Like he had the ballet foot. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but basically when you do ballet, there's always a lot of like foot pointing. Professional dancers as well, when you first start out, there's a lot of like foot pointing, especially like the classical type, if that makes sense. So he like did like a bit of like a dance that you could tell he was professionally trained and hired to be in this experience. So he does this little dance and bows to the queen. And then a girl comes out, a lady comes out, and again you could also tell she was professionally trained and hired, also decked out from head to toe, and she also does like a little bit of a dance and she bows to the queen. And then you realize like, oh, these two are supposed to be like the quote unquote like the protagonists of this show, or this experience, because they would then like the staff would kind of be like, oh, can you guys move back a bit, take a few steps back, and then they started doing this little dance routine, choreographed dance routine with beautiful music, in the middle, like at the red carpet area. And then there were like curtains that came from the bottom, from the ceiling. These beautiful, wispy, like satin curtains and a very nice like baby blue, teal blue kind of color. And they were doing like this dance of like, you know, kind of telling the story of like, oh, you know, the feeling of new love, of being interested in this person, and like doing these little peeks around the curtain to be like, oh, where is he, or oh, where is she, or that kind of thing. It was very cute. I really liked it. I'm just thinking about it. It was really nice. It was a really good performance. So they did that for a bit, and then they would saunter away back to like the red curtains, and then kind of leave us to kind of just wander around again. They led us to a second spot, a second area. This time the sofa was still there, but there was like a huge circle stage in the middle, that was kind of like on a platform, so you knew something was going to happen there. You just don't know what. So, you know, after some time passes where we're like just kind of walking around, and again, like there would be more outfits to look at. And that was also the bar area. So you could kind of order drinks at the bar. They were like in the corners of the space. And there was also a little like area where you could buy merchandise. Like there was like a feather fan. There was satin gloves. So if you didn't bring satin gloves to the experience, you could buy them there. That kind of stuff. Basically like influences from the show, essentially. And then, you know, then the music would play, the actors and actresses would come out again, and then they would do another, they changed outfits, and then they would do another, like a dance. And this time it was definitely more like a little bit further into the, I guess you could say, relationship. It's definitely more of a sensual type of dance now. The choreography is very like, I guess sensual is the only way I can really describe it. And again, like they also had like the curtains dropping from the ceiling, and they're doing these dances around, in and around, and using these curtains on the platform. And there was like this chandelier. There was this beautiful chandelier in the middle that was also like on top of the platform, or I guess above the platform, really. And one part of the choreograph that was really pretty was it was like the type where there were like the rings that came out. Spider is a bad example, like a flower, you know, like how the petals come from the stem and come up, so that it kind of looked like that. So they would both grab the two rings of the chandelier on either side, and then they would spin on it. Like they would like do the dancing and then like jump and spin. And it was very pretty. I was so scared that it was gonna fall, but like then you could see like the chain that was holding the chandelier was like super thick. And it made sense why now. It was because they were gonna hold on to it and spin. And I thought that was really, really nice. Like the way that they would intersperse between like slow, very slow spins of like, you know, like shy, a little coy, but then there was also a little bit faster spins, like to the beat of the music, if that makes sense. It was very, very cool. Oh yeah, and then so after that, there was one section that I think this was more of a thing that was in the books, but I never read the books, so I didn't really understand it. But there was like this one actor, or actress rather, like she was dressed in a bee outfit. I don't really know. I still don't understand why she was dressed in a bee outfit, but she was. And her dance definitely was more of a modern style. It wasn't like classic. It was very like jumpy. It was very jumpy, very modern. There was definitely like more like a hip hop influence in her dancing. And I realized later, like, she would lead us into basically making a whole line down there was like another red carpet. It was like down the red carpet and basically have us dance. And she would teach us how to dance, and the staff would also join in, and they would also echo, you know, what she's teaching. So then it turned into like, oh, now it's not just we're watching this experience, we're now part of the experience and we're dancing, and they're teaching us how to dance, which I thought was really cool. It was very easy to follow. It wasn't like something extravagant or whatever. It was like, okay, so you take your foot and you put it out, and then you bring it back in, and then your other foot you take it out and you bring it back in, and your hands you're gonna clap once to the beat, or something like that. It was very like easy to follow, so it wasn't like you don't have to have any dance experience or be, you know, limb coordinated at all. Yeah, they would just teach you how to do this dance, and then we would just be dancing together. There was like a lot of like, it kind of felt like a jig at times, where it's like they'd be like, stick your hand out, take your partner's hand, spin, or go to the other side, and then do the dance, and then you take your partner's hand, and then spin, and then do the dance. And it was great. Honestly, it was great. I did not expect that. I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna stand on the side, we're just gonna watch these people dance, and then that would be it. But no, I like that they included that. Oh yeah, and then they finally went to like, oh, the queen's now going to decide who is the diamond of the ball, which is kind of like the most standout person that they felt. And I like that the person that they ended up picking for the diamond of the ball was she looked like she was about 50-60 years old. So definitely on the older spectrum, but like her outfit was great. She wore her, I think, oh man, I'm gonna butcher this. It kind of looked like a Thai outfit, like a traditional Thai outfit, and she was also wearing a headgear thing that was also matching the style. And she looked like she was having a hell of a time. They picked her to be the belle of the ball, the diamond of the ball. It was really cute. They basically did that, and then the music basically started turning into like modern pop music. It basically became a dance club, so we're all just like dancing and grooving, and like there's no like Renaissance era stuff anymore. We're just kind of just vibing. That's kind of, yeah, that's how they kind of ended it. You know, we're all just vibing. It's like a club. And we vibed for quite a while. There was one girl, she was so good at dancing. She was wearing a Lolita dress. And she was like dropping to the floor, and there was another guy who like did a break dancing, and everyone formed a circle around him cheering him on. It was really awesome. Like all these people were like doing their dances and just honestly just having a good old time. Yeah. So like you didn't even need to have watched the show to enjoy the experience, which I did appreciate that they went like that. Because my friend never watched the show. It really was just like, hey, there's this experience. Do you want to go? She's like, okay, sure. But she never watched the show, and she did not feel excluded at all because everything was just like easy to kind of get the hang of, and they never made references to the show so that no one ever felt like they were lost. But yeah, basically we danced into the night. And then what? Yeah, and then basically that was the end. That was the end of the experience. That was a lot of fun. But yes, I was gonna say, did it compare to, so like I would say that I was not a huge fan. Like I liked Bridgerton, but was it worth going to the experience? I think I would go to the experience as an experience and not linked to Bridgerton. Because like it's, for me it was like I like Bridgerton, but I don't love it. And I like that they kind of did that distance thing between like, oh, you know, it is inspired by Bridgerton kind of thing. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I wish I didn't have to find it out because of its link to Bridgerton. I think if it was just like an experience on its own, just, I don't know what they would call it, but like I would be down. I would definitely buy a ticket to that. Yeah. But yeah, after that, there wasn't much, you know. We kind of walked to the bus stop. Oh no, to the subway station. Oh yeah, and then so like, so that was, what was that? What time was that? It was like a few hours. And the only food we ate was the brunch food. So I was kind of hungry, so we basically went to a nearby convenience store and I bought ice cream. But unfortunately, because of it being so hot that day, when I got the ice cream, I took out the stick and then that was all I got. Because the ice cream was so melted, it like dropped off my stick into the bag. I got a Haagen-Dazs ice cream thing. So like, you know how those, they come in bags? I opened it from the stick side. I took out the stick and all I got was the stick because the ice cream was still in the bag. Because it was so melted and so squished. I didn't even know. It didn't feel melted when I bought it. But it was kind of the way that like the outside, the chocolate layer was still hard. But the inside immediately like crushed. So I kind of just ate the chocolate part separately with the stick. And then I drank the ice cream like it was a drink. Yeah, it was basically ice cream soup. You'll be surprised what kind of events are out there that are hidden. I wish there was a better way for me to find out about them because I would definitely go to it. They're a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I cannot stress enough how much I liked that there was a part where you got to take part in the dancing and that it wasn't just being on the sidelines watching dancers perform. Like, I'm glad we got that, but I'm also glad that there was a part where they would teach you how to dance and then they would end it off on like a really high note. I love it. It was great. It was so much fun. But yeah, yeah. I wish I could. I don't know how to find those. How do you even go about finding those? I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, basically I had the ice cream soup while just sitting at we were just sitting at like a bench or something where we just talked more, caught up more. And then yeah, basically said our goodbyes and then went our way home. And that was the second day. It's good to catch up with friends, and it's like it was good too, like, because it's really comforting to, because you get like worried after, because it has been a really long time since I saw this friend. I was like, oh man, you know, is it gonna be awkward? You know, so many things have changed, you know, that kind of thing. But then once we start talking, it instantly was like we never were apart. Like, we caught up instantly. We were laughing like old times. I think that feeling was really, really comforting. And I think I liked meeting her. I liked seeing her again. Like, there's a clown hotel next to a graveyard? What? First of all, that's terrifying. Even more so terrifying because I have a friend who's terrified of clowns. Third of all, a graveyard? A graveyard? I would be terrified walking home after that event, if there was an event there. Oh, but also fun fact. So like, speaking of my friend being afraid of clowns, at some point me and my friends were in a group chat. We were talking about something. I forgot what anymore. And then like, and one of the friends was like, "Pah, you're a clown." And then my friend, the one who's afraid, she's like, "No, please, not the clowns, anything but the clowns." And then I just spontaneously, I don't know what's wrong with me. I spontaneously just sent the message. I was like, so like, enter button. Clussy? And then my friend's like, "I'm done with you." And then the day after, I was like, Googling it, and it turns out Clussy is a thing. And I didn't know, and I sent that link to the friend who wasn't afraid of clowns. I was like, lol. So in case you want to know what kind of person I am in terms of group chats, that's me. My friend who's afraid of clowns, she didn't respond. She did not respond. But the other one was like, "I'm done with you." I love it. I love it. I love my friends. I'm sure they love me too. Very much so. It has all the clown stuff, like the creepy painted ones from the 60s. Oh, jeez. It was a motel you could stay. No, absolutely not. I'm not risking my life, man. I don't want to be killed by clowns. I'm not afraid of clowns, but I also don't love them. They get creepier as I get older, so I don't know what that says about me. Yep. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. Is there somewhere I can send a video link for it? I'm just gonna say no, I don't want it. Don't send me the video link. I don't want it. Just knowing about it is already enough for me. Your description is more than adequate. Please don't send me the link. I don't want to see it. I'm not gonna click on it. Even if you click it, I don't want it. Maybe I will. Well, okay, there you go. You can send it to Sentient Waffle. Also, hello, Sentient Waffle. You can send it to Sentient Waffle. I don't want it. And also, I don't think I welcomed you. Welcome, Sentient. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I think the best part of it is it's in a desert. It's in the middle of buttfuck. No, it absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can leave me out of it. No. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of clowns, but even then, I have a line. There's a line that I just simply will not cross, and that I draw the line there. No clowns. Absolutely not. You can send it to Sentient Waffle in the DMs. But I will not be having any part of that. But yeah. I don't really know if there's much for me to say about the third day, because you guys can basically just watch my stream to see what happened. But to recap, I think your Annihilator was there, so he's mentioned it before in chat. So now you guys will get the context. So basically, if you watch my VODs, I did stream on the third day. And the fourth day. Oh, I forgot I streamed both days. Okay. So the third day, that was the day it decided to become torrential rainstorm, and I was too fucking stubborn to buy an umbrella. Until the very last minute. So I go to the port. There's this Ferris wheel. I started streaming while walking down the port. It was just like light rain, but then it definitely picked up a lot. As the stream goes, you'll see. I might have cut out some of the bits that were very short, because the problem was that because of the rain, especially as it got harder, it kept ending my stream. So I did cut out the ones that were like 5 minutes long, 1 minute long, the ones that were short, but I kept up the ones that are like at least an hour or more. So at least you guys don't have to deal with the struggle of me. It's basically swearing off stream, being like, God damn it, why are you turning off my stream? But yeah, so I started streaming on the 3rd day when I was at the port, walking down the port. It got harder, the rain got harder. And then so I headed to, oh, that was the day I went to L'Avenue. It wasn't bad when I went to L'Avenue. It was just like sprinkle of water. It wasn't bad. But definitely once I headed to the port near the water, I do feel like the rain got heavier. So it's raining really heavy. I'm streaming or trying to keep the stream up. And eventually I get to this Ferris wheel called Grand Rue, I think is how you say it. And I go in the Ferris wheel. I pay for the ticket, you know, and I get in the Ferris wheel, thinking that I was only going to be on there for 1 round. And you'll see in the stream, I keep joking about the fact that I didn't know how many rounds I paid for. I just know I bought 1 admission. Okay, that's all I can tell you is that I know that I bought admission for one admission. I didn't buy multiple, I just bought 1. And everything was in French. I couldn't read anything, so I did not know how many times I was going to be on that Ferris wheel. So I just sat there with the stream on, talking to you, to chat basically, as it just keeps going. It makes a round, and I'm like ready to get off, right? And then I see, because there's like this entrance part, right? I see the Ferris wheel, I see the entrance coming, I'm like ready to get off, and then it passes the entrance, and I watch it pass me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I get another round. So then it goes around again, and then the entrance passes me again. And I'm like, oh, okay. How long am I going to be here? 'Cause it goes around and then it passes again. At this point, chat is laughing because they're like, she's stuck on this Ferris wheel. And honestly, I was thinking the same thing. Am I going to be stuck on this Ferris wheel forever? It was a trip, man. I had a lot of fun, but it was hilarious that I had no idea when they were gonna let me out. On one hand, I'm glad that I got my bang for the buck, because it wasn't expensive. I didn't know how much the ticket would cost. I was like, okay, if it's $50, it's too expensive. But if I do, it was like $25. I'm like, okay, sure, I can do $25. It gives me cover from the rain. I wasn't asking for much. So I'm glad they let me go around at least, I swear to God, it felt like at least 5 times. It just went around and around. And so I got a lot of good shots. I tried to give you guys a good multiple angle situation. So I hope you enjoy that VOD. I believe it is still up. That sounds like living hell. I can't do Ferris wheels. Heights are a massive nope. Oh no! I'm actually okay with heights. I maybe get the clowns away from me, but heights are not a problem for me. Yeah, I like heights. I'm not afraid of those. So I did enjoy it. Not gonna lie, I did get to dry up a bit while in the Ferris wheel. It was just me, by the way. The pro about it raining and being torrential rainstorming is that there's no one there. So I got this car all to myself. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that there's some sort of speaker or mic in the car, because when I finally got off, because like you had to have the attendant. First of all, he was a different attendant. He was not the same attendant who let me in. Second of all, he was smiling like he was holding back laughter. So I have a sneaking suspicion that there is a mic inside the car, that I was in every car, and they heard me talking to, well, they probably thought I was talking to myself. And I did not think about that. And like I said from the beginning of the stream, I have mild social anxiety. I freaked out. Internally. I freaked out internally. I did not, the second I saw him holding back laughter, I was like, oh my god. He might have heard me. Oh my god. I basically freaked out. I was like, I can't believe this. How could you do this to me? So, you know, the things I do for chat, I swear to God. But yeah, basically after that I ended stream because number one, I think my phone was dying, and two, I felt bad about the like connection always dying so much, because it was literally like, aside from the Ferris wheel stream that managed to last for a bit, it was just impossible to try to keep the stream going. I felt bad that people had to keep refreshing because like I would have to keep restarting the stream every like, honestly, it wasn't that long. It would just be like 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes at most. I felt bad. So I was like, okay guys, I think I'm just gonna end the stream. So I did. That was the first time I then went to Omnivore St. Denis to get food, because I hadn't eaten dinner yet. Keep in mind, I had only eaten brunch. And even that was not enough for me by that point. It was like around, it was a bit past dinner time, I think. So yeah, then I finally stubbornly bought an umbrella. Then I took myself to Omnivore and I ordered the Zhaj for the first time. Good food. It was delicious. It was great. I bought cha time. I bought bubble tea. Because I knew that the next day I was gonna wake up a bit earlier to go to the botanical garden. Because that was the plan I had for the 4th day. So yeah, I bought bubble tea. But yeah, that's the end of the 3rd day. Also, I realized I've been talking for 3 hours. I never talk for this long. I guess except for streams you could say I talk for this. Oh no. If you count me talking, if you count streams, then no. I've talked for like 48 hours. 24 hours? At least 24 hours. You got us to help. Yes, I do. That's true. I do get to talk to you guys, which helps because then I don't have to keep coming up with topics. But the question also becomes, it is about time for me to sleep. It is 11:49 p.m. right now. I cannot believe I'm only up to the 3rd day. But I guess because like there was a lot to talk about for the event. The Bridgerton event. And then also the Ferris wheel experience. And then we also talked about movies and award shows. Actually, I think I could probably save it for the next stream on... Oh, maybe not Wednesday, because I'm doing a collab with Yomo. Maybe Friday? Because Friday I don't have plans. I will continue the Montreal trip recap on Friday. You're Annihilator! You're here! Okay. I was just talking to chat about the whole Ferris wheel experience. Remember? Remember me being on that goddamn Ferris wheel and just being like, I don't know how long it's gonna be. How am I think I'm going to be stuck on this Ferris wheel forever. Do you remember that? I know you were there. I was just recapping that to chat. So, yeah. But yeah, so your annihilator was there. You were happy because it started raining. Yes, because I was inside. Wait. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. I was happy it started raining because then I didn't have to worry about filming people. So in a way, it wasn't bad that it was raining because I'm very like self-conscious when especially when I also my sing points never got sent back. Oh. Okay, remind me to do that on Friday. I will sing for you on Friday. Or you can just ask me now. Do you have a song request? I can do it for you now. I feel bad for having you checking the VODs and I only see the botanical garden bit. Looks like the third day Ferris wheel VOD is gone. Oh, is it gone? Wait. It might be, I think I archived it at least. Hold on, I might be able to upload it on my YouTube then. Hold on, give me a second, let me check. Yes, you get a song. Pick a song. I will sing the song if I know it. If I don't hate me if I butcher it. While I quickly look and see where the VOD is. It might be gone actually. Yeah, you're right. It's gone. Okay, hold on. Let me publish it on the YouTube channel. Give me a second. Okay, so it's in the stream archive. I might as well get you to sing when you play a game with Yomo. It would be so random if I don't know if he's going to agree to that. So I think you're better off suggesting it now or risk it not happening at all during the stream with Yomo. That's your risk to take. Do not blame me if it does not happen. You just want me to sing? What? Why just me? Oh god. Okay, hold on. Let me just quickly publish this video so you guys can watch it. Okay, so I see it. Okay. Let me quickly make it public. And then you guys will see it. Okay, so will this work? Do I have that set up? No, I don't. Okay. So let me send you guys the link to the channel. This is a stream archive. And I just published the 2 videos. So if you guys want to watch the VODs for the raining and the Ferris wheel thing, it's there. Oh, they're both about 30 minutes. Okay. You'll be able to, I think you'll be able to tell that the first one, the 29-minute one, is the one where I'm walking down the port of Montreal. And then I believe the 24-minute one is the Ferris wheel one. And hey, feel free to subscribe if you'd like. That one is only archive. If you want to watch my clip channel, I have one that's just like clips. You can find that. Not here. Oh, switch. Come on. Here. So you did it wasn't really 3 hours. I spent a lot of it talking about movies. For the No Country for Old Men. And then what we talked about award shows. We talked about Neil Patrick Harris. We talked about music and the weird intricacies of what's categorized as music in Canada. Oh yes, we also talked about food. We talked about poutine. Poutine. It would be more funny if I made you sing a love song and Yomo just have no context. You want me to sing a love song? What? Why? Yeah. That's basically, so it wasn't just the Montreal trip. It does feel like I just recently started talking about the Montreal trip. I don't know if I think that was about an hour. Cuz I know the No Country the movie thing was that I talked for that for an hour, and then the miscellany the off-topic stuff that we got on was another hour probably. No Country. It was No Country for Old Men. Good movie. Have you seen it? Do you like it if you have? I recommend it if you haven't. You have seen it! Yes! Oh yeah, we also talked about Finch. Yes! Anton Chigurh was such a good character! Oh my god, someone's seen it. Okay, you that okay. Cause no, so far I think no one had seen it, so that first hour, that whole stream, go watch it in the VOD. Sentient Waffle. Go watch it. You'll hear about my thoughts. I don't want to say my thoughts again. I'm too lazy. I just like started babbling, but like, yeah, I said a lot during then. No, I've only seen a few movies. Oh, I see. Well, I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Definitely give it a try. How am I? Currently my throat is about to die. I think to be fair, I haven't done a just chatting stream for 3 hours. I think that's more accurate to say. That's why my voice is dying, because usually I do like games or something, and I even like when I do my game streams. Thank you for the sip, by the way. Thank you. I am drinking milk oolong. That is my drink of choice, in case you were curious. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. Yeah, when I do gaming streams, I am talking, but like, I'm not consistently just talking all the way through. Like, I do take breaks. And, sometimes when you're gaming, you just don't talk. And it's okay. But yeah, for a just chatting stream, there's like pressure to have to keep talking, because you don't want people to be bored. Yeah. So maybe I will save the rest of the Montreal trip recap for Friday. Oh heck, Hobbit is still streaming. Cool. Okay, we're gonna raid him. Wait, he's not gonna end soon, right? Please tell me he's not gonna end soon. Oh my god. Yeah, when you go ultra focus for a minute and stop talking, right? Oh wait, because he's doing a subathon, right? Okay, so we're gonna raid Hobbit Scout, who's doing a subathon right now. Hey, he's got current 71 subs. Good job. Good job. Okay. In that case, I guess I will say thank you everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed. I very rarely do just chatting streams because I don't feel like I'm confident enough in them. So please do let me know what you think. Were you bored? Was it boring to listen to me talk? Did you also feel like there was like that I did interact with you guys, or do you feel like I should have interacted more and chatted with you guys more? I don't know. Because like, you know how when you talk, you always feel like oh, am I talking too much? You know, maybe I should ask the other person questions, you know, so it doesn't sound like I'm just talking all the time kind of thing. I enjoyed it. Oh, good. I did enjoy the bits I was here for. Awesome. Okay. Then maybe I'll try to do more of these. I'll try to do more of these in the future then. But only if I have something to talk about. The problem is, right, you guys, I have a very boring life. I'm not... See, the thing is, right, in order to be a really good just chatting streamer, you have to have like a really interesting life. And I just gotta be honest with you, I have a boring life. That's why, like, at least this I can talk about my Montreal trip. But like, my day-to-day is boring. I wake up, I eat lunch, like, because I sleep in, right? I eat lunch, I get work done, and then, like, I watch shit on YouTube. Like, what do you... Talk about dumb things you've done in school? But, like, I haven't been to school in a very long time, guys. Yo, your girl's like 30 centuries old, okay? Do you know how much is in a century? My memory's completely shot. I don't remember much from school. Can't tell me you don't have any stories about... Okay, fair. I do have some stories. I could probably talk about, like, my... Why is it always trips? Trips is always the first thing I think about. I'm like, oh, I could talk about my Korea trip. I could talk about my Japan trip. A lot of you are new. You weren't here from when I first started, so, like, I can just talk about that again. I can also talk about my culture too. Okay, alright, no, it makes sense. I do have something to talk about, I think. And then I can also talk to you guys, and you guys can talk about stuff. How am I scamming you? Tell me how I'm scamming you. I'm not scamming you. Also, I'm going to assume, because you haven't suggested a song, that you're gonna take the risk and try to suggest a song for when I'm doing a collab with Yomo. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if it's awkward and Yomo thinks it's a bad time, I'm not gonna do it, and you're just not gonna get your points back. So that's on you. It's a 50-50. Yeah, I'll sing it. I'll sing, but you gotta make sure that Yomo is comfortable with it as well. If he's not comfortable with it, I'm not singing. Yes, if it works, it would be great. Just keep in mind, and don't come crying to me if you don't get your points back. I'm telling you this right now. You can either request the song now, or you can wait until Wednesday. Me cry never. Alright, I'm screenshotting this, so if you go back on your word... The issue is I don't know song names. Well, okay, well now you got like a couple days to... You got 2 days to do your research. You got today, and you got tomorrow to do your research and figure out what song. Yeah, I'm buying myself time. Fair enough. But yes, okay, so thank you everyone for the feedback. I will try to do more of these. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad I wasn't too boring. But yeah, I'm gonna raid Hobbit. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, please have a good rest of your evening. Or good rest of your day. I don't know what time it is where you guys are. It is currently 12:04 a.m. So we're at midnight. We're gonna raid Hobbit Scout. And yeah, so real quick, thank you everyone who followed today. And also to the lurkers. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you all the time. Always. yeah, I guess we're just gonna we're gonna do it. So my next stream is Wednesday, sometime in the afternoon EST. I'm gonna be doing a collab with Yomo. I think we're doing an AI text generator sort of thing. Oh, I'll do a shout out real quick. Yes, that is the person. Yes. So that's Yomo. Well, I will also be streaming. Oh, I know that song. I know the You'll Be Back song. I know that song, so I don't even have to learn it. Okay. Wait, are you requesting me to sing that in Yomo's stream? Because, like, right now I'm not. I'm ending soon, so. But yes, thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you guys next time. Please remind me about the song Your Annihilator in chat. Yes. Okay.